What's the longest amount of time you've had to wait for something that you really wanted? When it comes to guitar, I wanted an Abasi guitar for 3 years, but I almost ended up with a guitar that wasn't this one. In this video, I'm going to discuss my original Larada build versus the one that I actually got, which was the one I just showed you. And if you watched my last video where I reviewed the 8-string Abasi guitar that I got, then don't worry, I'm not going to share that same story in this video. However, I did cancel my original order with Abasi, and at the time they were Abasi guitars, and I ended up with the Monarch one that I have now. And in case you're wondering, I canceled the order that I had initially spec'd out because the build times were taking longer than initially expected, and they offered a full refund, so I took it. With that being said though, let's first discuss Abasi's original business model. So when Abasi Concepts first launched, they were actually known as Abasi Guitars, and they offered semi-custom builds. So at that time, the Larada body shape was the only option that they had available, but you could get different colors, different wood choices, different hardware color, things like that. And as a quick side note, I didn't mention this in my review, but my wife made me for my birthday, which is in April of 2019, she got me a little coupon and it said, get your Abasi guitar. And I just want to give a quick shout out to her because she's always been super supportive when it comes to guitars that I really want to get. So thank you to her. And with that being said, let's go over the options that I got on my original Larada custom spec and how much it cost. So now I'm going to display screenshots of the email that I got that had the specs that I picked. And unfortunately, I don't remember all of the other options that were available, like different colors or wood choices like that. I just remember that they had different options, but I can only tell you the options that I got. So I'm going to display those screenshots on screen now, and then I'm going to read them to you as well. Sorry, I forgot to mention this while I was recording, but Abasi's business model has since changed. So you can't just go to their website and say, I want to get a Larada in this color with these wood options and things like that. You have to get a guitar that they have available at the time via their website. So they are no longer offering semi-custom specs, just as a quick side note. So starting out with the body, I got a Swamp Ash body. I got a Eastern Hard Rock Maple for the neck. I got the Bird's Eye Maple fretboard, which was an extra $75. I got standard side dots. I don't remember if the other option must have been like either lumen layer, a different color, or something like that. I don't remember. But the hardware style was chrome, and I decided to add on the rechargeable Fishman battery pack as opposed to just having a like the little spot where the compartment where the 9-volt battery goes in. The pickup covers I chose were white as opposed to black. And for the options for the finish, I think I vaguely remember this one, and you could get like just a color stain, but I wanted to get their two sheen finish, which is matte in the center and then the gloss bevels. So that one was premium, and it was $350 extra. The color I got with to go along with that was sage, and there was $100 extra to match it with the headstock. I don't remember what the headstock came as default. I think it was black, but I'm not entirely sure. And then there was shipping was $75, and to add a hard shell case, it was going to be $50. So at the time, I had to pay a 35% deposit, and that was a little over $1,000. So doing some math, I found out based on the deposit how much the guitar would have been, and it would have been around $3,150. And for comparison, if you didn't watch my review video of the one that I got, that one cost around $3,800. So now I'm going to show you a table comparing those specs to the specs on the guitar that I actually got. So I'm going to display that on screen now and then go over that real quick with you. Okay, so the way that I have this table set up, it's got the concept Larada versus the actual Larada. So the actual Larada is the one I physically have, and the concept Larada is the one that I had initially spec'd out, but then canceled that order. So the body wood, again, was Swamp Ash. The body wood on my actual Larada is Okume. The neck wood on the concept was Hard Rock Maple. The neck on the one that I actually have is Roasted Maple. The fingerboard on the concept was Bird's Eye. The fingerboard on this one is Rich Light. The side dots are standard on both. The hardware on the concept was chrome. The hardware on my actual one is black. I have the rechargeable battery pack on both. On my concept one, the pickup covers are white. The pickup covers are black on this one. And then the finish options are both have the two sheen finish, but the premium colors, I had the sage one on the concept, but on the one that I have, it has the printed design and it has the monarch finish. And the matching headstock option is kind of similar, I guess, because it matches on my actual one, it matches the body, the base color of the body. And yeah, so headstock is white on my actual one, and that matches the base color of the body, which is white. So there are a couple of points that I want to mention regarding the original semi-custom spec that I did. I originally wanted an art design on it, and it was going to be, they had like a black one on offer, and I'm going to post a picture on screen of what that, I think that would kind of look like. I don't remember what it exactly looked like, but I think it looked like the one I'm going to display on screen now. And I wanted a ebony or rich light fingerboard with it, as well as a wenge neck, but I reached out to Abasi Concepts and the wenge neck wasn't available at the time, so I kind of scrapped that idea, and that's why I went with sage as the body and then with the maple neck and fretboard. But yes, originally I wanted the printed design, and it's actually really cool that I got the printed design on the Abasi that I ended up with. So that was one thing to note. The other two things, the first one is I don't know or remember what tuners came with the original semi-custom spec. I don't know if it was the same tuners or not. The one that I have has hip shot barrel locking tuners, and I really like those a lot. And I also don't know what the neck construction was. I don't remember if it was a set neck like the one that I have on my actual one, or if it was going to be a bolt-on design. So with all of those semi-custom specs, what would the guitar have looked like? Well, I went to Abasi's website and didn't find one that was exactly like how I had it spec'd out, but I found two that were pretty close. So both were from previous runs. The first one is the J series in sage, and I'm going to display that on screen. And this one has the wenge neck with black hardware, and originally I had the maple neck with chrome hardware. So those are the two biggest differences with that one. The second one that comes pretty close to what I had spec'd out is actually a Master Series one, so that's made in the US. And where the differences are slight here, the neck is actually painted on the one that I didn't spec out, and it has a roasted maple neck and fingerboard as opposed to a regular maple neck and fingerboard. And then the blue is a little bit different color as well. And the J Larada, that one was actually sage, and on this one it's Miami blue, so it's a little bit more vibrant. And as a fun fact, before I got the Monarch Abasi, I was actually really close to getting the one in Miami blue, the USA one, because I really liked it, and it was super close to my original spec, but I just didn't really like that it had a painted neck. And because it had the painted neck, that was enough of a deal breaker for me, so I didn't get that guitar, and instead I got the one that I have now, which is the Monarch one. So now for a question you may be wondering, am I happy with the decision that I made? The one to cancel my semi-custom spec and wait to get the one that I have now? And to answer that question, yes, I am extremely thrilled with the Larada that I have, and I actually feel like I like this one more than I would have liked the concept one that I ended up canceling the order on. And I know that's a weird thing to say because I picked the specs on the original concept that I ended up canceling, but this one that I got has the features that I actually really wanted, which were the art design, and I really like that it has a roasted maple neck. I actually prefer that as opposed to regular maple, but I believe at the time roasted maple was not an option. Otherwise, I probably would have picked that one because I like roasted maple better. But again, those coupled with a couple of other reasons are why I ended up canceling that order. And again, like I mentioned in the intro, the long wait times, and I'm just really happy with the one that I have now. And that is even if this one that I got cost me more money. So I think it was definitely worth the difference in the money. So this has been a comparison of the original Abasi guitar that I had ordered at the time with their old business model versus the one that I ended up getting, the Monarch. It took a few years, but honestly, it was worth it, and I'm super happy with the one that I ended up with. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay cool like a cloud and have a great day.